Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's been a busy day here on the farm. We've been doing some dragging, helping some friends move horses, all kinds of stuff. And I was just getting ready to call it a day. It's the evening. And I looked out in the field and it looks like another gear cow is having a calf. So let's run out there and check that out. If you follow us on Facebook, I actually just posted a little short of this cow yesterday, asking when everybody thought she would be due. And most people said several weeks, but several weeks has turned into less than 24 hours, I'm hoping. Of course, the moment she heard the four-wheeler, she got up and rejoined the herd. So I'll come back out after dark and check her again. I've come back out and she is still in the herd, which is awesome. This is better protection that way. But I do see some feet hanging out. If you can't tell, that's her right there. So I'm going to leave her alone for a little while longer and come back and check her again. I gave her another hour or so and we came back out, and sure enough, she had already given birth. It is a little bull calf. She was in the middle of cleaning him up when we came out. Being a first-time mom, she did go away when we pulled up next to the baby, but it didn't take her long to come back over and start cleaning up again once we pulled off. And of course, the entire herd is very nosy about what's going on, so they have to come check it out too. But we're going to leave them be for the night. Alright, it's the next day. We let them have all night to get to know each other, so we're going to go out and check on that new calf now. This being her first calf, we don't really know how this mom is going to act towards people getting close to her calf. So I pull up and I kind of stay in the four-wheeler for a few minutes, let mom come up, see that we're not doing anything bad, and let her kind of get used to us being there. This particular mom, being her first calf, she kind of isn't sure what to do, so she left us be. Just in case, we went ahead and opened the door of the ATV though and used the fence to block off one side and the door to block off the other side, just in case she decided that she didn't want us touching the calf anymore. But we like to spend a lot of time petting him and rubbing him and touching him, getting them used to that right in the very beginning. That way one day when they're being weaned, they already know who we are and it's not a totally foreign thing to them. As Logan was petting and playing with the calf, I noticed mom was back over checking us out. So we make sure to keep that door as a barrier, of course. But we noticed mom was starting to get antsy and starting to get a little bit aggravated, so we went ahead and let the calf go back to mom. We do that, of course, so we don't get attacked or hurt, but also to let the mom know we can pick up on her cues for when she's getting aggravated, and we can give her calf back to her without any harm being done. Since it was daylight, mom went ahead and took the calf over to meet the rest of the herd. That other little calf in the video is the calf that we brought inside when it was so cold a few weeks ago. So he is doing excellent, growing and doing really good. They're all hanging out with the rest of the herd since it's a nice sunny Florida day. Poor little Rico, he rides along to check the cows. He might be a farm dog, but he's definitely not that interested in watching cows. That little guy is the most colorful calf so far of this year. He is beautiful. I hope we have some heifers soon because we're not going to need that many bull calves. But for now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put out some hay. We like to unroll the hay in the pasture because this hay has grass seed all on it. So when we unroll it in spots that are pretty sandy. And then that way, as the cows eat the hay and walk on the hay, they put the grass seed into the ground. So we're just seeding the pasture at the same time that we're feeding the cows. I've been told by our nutritionist that we don't actually have to use hay right now since we use silage, but we are already starting to run low on silage compared to what I thought we would be at. So putting the hay out in the pastures gives them some more forage to be able to eat, and then that way they're not quite so hungry by the time we put silage out. So we're trying to ration that down a little bit, kind of spread out the feeding over a few different things so that we don't go through the silage so quickly. We don't have a fancy bale unroller or anything like that. We just use the loader and the forks and unroll it in a straight line. This way the cows will line up to eat it instead of standing in it on day one at least. They end up standing in it no matter what you do, but to start out with, they'll start eating in a line. We usually put out 2 or 3 bales at a time. That way everyone is sure to get a bite to eat, and it helps us cover up more area of the sand as well. Logan always comes along beside me and unrolls all the string and takes that over to the burn pile so that the cows don't eat it and choke on that. Now that that's done, we can go release the cows to come in here. The cows won't hurt us while we're undoing that hay, but they can't hardly stand to wait for it. So while we're unrolling it, usually they're all throwing it and playing in it and all that stuff. So it's just easier to leave them in the other field until the work is actually done. But then the fun part is letting them out to watch how they react to it. Since they're all busy for a minute, I can see that mom left that calf, so we will go visit that calf for another minute. Well, as sure as we made it over here, mom has realized, but luckily she's on the other side of the fence, so. Hey, mom. It's all right. Yeah. It's all right.
He's okay.
The fence separates down there at the end, and she went over to have hay and left baby here to rest. But this is actually a pretty good way to get to interact with the baby because mom is still right here and sees we're not hurting it, but yet this fence creates a little bit of a barrier. If she wanted to cross it, she could definitely do it. Hey, bud. Hi. It's all right, mama. It's all right.
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay.
These babies love to lay out in the sun and sunbathe, get that vitamin D when they're first born. We have about 35 more gear that are due to calf between now and the spring. So you'll be seeing a lot more videos, I'm sure. But for myself, Logan, and everything here at HisWay Farm, may God bless you, and we'll see you next time.